I'll do it now.
Richard Diamond to see Arthur Harding Jr.
You're 10 minutes late, Mr. Diamond.
Well, I was bucking a strong headwind.
Good afternoon, Mr. Diamond.
Well, the same to you.
Mr. Harding Jr. is waiting for you at the swimming pool. Around the corner to your right, and straight down the path.
Well, thank you very much.
I want to hire you to find my wife.
Well, that can be arranged. Suppose you tell me something about her.
Well, she's a very wonderful girl, Mr. Diamond.
Well, I'm sure she is, but you're going to have to be a little more specific, you know.
Well, she's European, 27 years old, speaks with an accent. I'll get you a photograph.
I think I remember reading about your marriage. It wasn't too long ago, was it?
Just 2 weeks.
Where'd you meet her?
In Mexico. I was down there on a vacation. She was marking time, just waiting for a quota number to get into the States.
Love at first sight?
First time it ever happened to me. And then just 4 days ago, she moved out and went to a motel. Hasn't been seen since.
Well, why'd she move on?
Well, I'm afraid my father's responsible for that, Mr. Diamond. He's not the most diplomatic man in the world, and Elsa's very sensitive.
Well, then your father didn't approve of the marriage.
He seldom approves of anything I do. I didn't consult him about this, so naturally he took it rather badly.
Your wife moved out to a motel and you stayed here?
Yes, you see, I feel I can change my father's mind about Elsa. But if I find it's impossible, I'll move out and join her, of course.
Of course. Well, what are your father's objections to Elsa?
Oh, he says she's an opportunist, that she's only using me to get into the country and become a citizen, that she's after my money. If he'd only take time enough to get to know her, he wouldn't say such things about her.
Well, how much does he know about all this?
Well, he knows she moved out. He doesn't know she's missing. And he doesn't know I've sent for you. I prefer you didn't tell him.
Say, how much money did your wife take with her when she left?
None to speak of. A few dollars.
Where's this motel where she was staying?
It's right on the edge of Harding Hills.
Mr. Arthur said I wasn't to let anybody know about it, so of course I didn't.
When'd you find out she was gone?
Just 3 days ago. That would be Monday. The maid told me her bed hadn't been slept in, but that the things were still here, so she hadn't skipped. Oh, we get an awful lot of skippers in this business, don't you know? Well, I came to see for myself, and sure enough, it was all here, just as it is now. Not that I ever was worried about the girl. I know she had plenty of money.
Well, how do you know that?
Well, as a matter of fact, I happened to be glancing into her purse just as she was signing in, just by chance, don't you know? And I saw a roll of bills big enough to choke a horse.
The last time you saw her was the previous evening, Sunday.
That's right, when she checked in.
Now, what'd you do when you found out she hadn't slept in the bed?
Why, I called Mr. Harding Jr. up at the estate, of course. He came right over, looked around, and told me not to rent the room, but to keep everything just as it was and not to say anything to anybody. Said his wife would be back in a couple of days. I sure hope nothing's happened to the poor thing.
Yeah, well, so do I, Mrs. Myers, and thank you very much. You've been very helpful. I'd like to see Mr. Harding, Senior.
I'm afraid Mr. Harding sees no one except by appointment. An application must be made in writing.
Which you promptly found in the wastebasket, right?
I'm sorry, Mr. Diamond, but those are my instructions.
Is Arthur home? Maybe he can arrange for me to see his father.
I hardly think so.
Well, thank you anyway. Oh, you might tell your boss that I'm on my way to the police. A missing Harding bride might make an interesting story.
Mr. Diamond, would you mind stepping this way?
Well, I'd be delighted.
Good afternoon, Mr. Diamond. I understand you wish to see me about some matter concerning my son.
Well, to be more accurate, Mr. Harding, it's about your daughter-in-law.
Ah, yes. My son's wife. Are you an enthusiast, Mr. Diamond?
Only when I'm scared, Mr. Harding.
Pity. Very relaxing hobby. Now, sir, what do you want of me? Money to keep this story out of the papers?
Well, now, that's a very tempting suggestion. But I'll settle for some answers to a few questions.
Take your retainer and go, Mr. Diamond. My son's wife isn't missing. She's gone for good.
Well, how do you know that?
Because I arranged for her departure. Bring the check. I had hoped to spare my son the truth, but I see that's no longer possible.
$50,000.
You will note that my son's wife endorsed it less than a week ago.
In other words, you paid your daughter-in-law $50,000 to give up your son.
Precisely.
Well, isn't it wonderful the things money can buy?
Which, of course, is why it's worth having.
Well, I knew there must be some reason. Your son doesn't know about this.
No. I'd be grateful if you would tell him and spare me that unpleasant duty. I imagine it's all in the line of work with you.
Sure.
Thank you. Now that the lady is gone, I trust this whole matter can be forgotten.
Well, I'm sure it can be, Mr. Harding, if she is gone.
Have you any reason to doubt that, Mr. Diamond?
Well, now, let's just call it a personal idiosyncrasy of mine. Sort of a built-in suspicion about young ladies who go off and leave such items behind as clothes, suitcases, and lipstick. Mr. Harding, have you ever known a woman to go out without her lipstick? Goodbye.
you been?
With your father?
I told you not to talk to him.
I thought it was important. It turned out I was right.
What way?
Well, he claims that Elsa left you.
Nonsense. Why would she do that?
Money?
You mean Father paid her?
Well, it looks like it.
I don't believe that. Elsa wouldn't do such a thing.
You know, there's a canceled check upstairs for $50,000 with Elsa's name on it.
Well, a check can be faked.
No, Arthur, it is just possible that she did take the money. Left all her clothes in the motel room so you wouldn't follow?
Oh, no. Elsa's still here. Please. Please. You must try to find her.
All right. I just wish I had some place to look. Would you excuse me? I have to step into my office. Hi, Sam. Hey, I'm about to bid farewell to Harding's half acre.
What's it like?
Well, it's a nice yard for kids.
Good view, I'll bet.
On a clear day, you can see the island.
Catalina?
Hawaii.
What's the old man like?
Well, let's see. He's sinister, cunning, and deadly. A real regular guy.
I have a message for you.
From whom?
He declined to state. Real spooky.
Well, let's hear it.
You'd be surprised at the things you'll find buried behind the Harding greenhouse.
Is that all?
Isn't that enough? Does it make sense to you, Mr. Diamond?
No, Sam, it doesn't. But then after seeing Harding's hideaway, nothing would surprise me. No, thanks very much. I'll talk to you later.
Bye, Mr. D.
Something important?
Yeah, I think I found a place to look.
Oh?
Where's the greenhouse?
It's over there. What are you looking for?
I'm not sure.
Why don't you tell me who tipped you off about the body?
I would if I knew.
Just a call out of the blue, telling you to dig behind the greenhouse?
That's right, Captain. It could have been anybody.
But it wasn't just anybody, Mr. Diamond. It was a tip about a murder. And murder is my department. Now, you've been hired to find a missing woman. You've found her, so,
Are you asking me to leave town, Captain?
Mr. Diamond, Harding Hills is a tight little community. We like to solve our own problems. We don't need nor do we invite help from the outside.
My client is a local resident.
And your job for him is finished.
Look, I'd like to know one thing. Why has an old man Harding's name been mentioned in this room?
You just mentioned it. What's on your mind?
Well, I'd like to know if he's been questioned. Has anybody been to see him? Has anybody checked his movements on the night of the murder? That's what's on my mind.
Is that an accusation, Mr. Diamond?
Look, Mr. Harding acts like the last of the feudal barons. You and everyone else in this town probably owe your jobs to him, but you can't take murder and sweep it under the rug and pretend it didn't happen.
Lindstrom, Mr. Diamond's leaving town. I want to make sure he doesn't lose his way.
He killed her. You know he did.
Arthur, I know you're upset. This is a terrible
I
thing.
knew he hated her. Hated the whole idea of our being married. But I thought he'd draw the line at murder.
Oh, now, surely you're not accusing your own father.
You think it's easy for me? I've watched him all my life. Sitting up there like a spider in his web, waiting for the next fly.
Now, Arthur, we all knew you were having a bad time.
He wanted to make slaves of people. Of everyone. Even me. I defied him once. He went mad.
Arthur, you're overlooking one thing. Your wife was murdered, she was carried, and she was buried. That'd take a strong man. Your father's a cripple in a wheelchair. How could he manage it?
I don't know. I only know my wife is dead. And my father hated her. You can find out how he did it, Mr. Diamond.
Well, I'm afraid it's a police matter from now on. I've been asked to leave town.
Of course you have. You haven't been paid off like everyone else around here.
I've taken a lot from you because you're a Harding. But you listen to me. You keep on talking like that, and you're going to end up behind bars.
I'm surprised you haven't arrested me already. Or hasn't my father given you your orders for the day yet?
Now, come on, Arthur. It's time to leave. Let's go.
What are you going to do now, Mr. Diamond?
Technically, my job is finished. It's out of my hands.
I need your help, don't you see? Without you, it's just me against this whole place. They'll never convict my father unless somebody uncovers the evidence to force their hand.
Well, Arthur, what do you expect me to do?
Well, don't leave. Stay on the case. I need a friend in Harding Hills.
Well, I couldn't stay if I wanted to. It looks like this is the gent with the tar and feathers. Is that you, Sam?
I just had a call from Mr. X again with another message.
Sam, let's get one thing straight, honey. I am not digging behind any more greenhouses.
No greenhouses, Mr. D.
Now, what's the message?
Why don't you ask Jerry, the Harding gardener, how much he was paid to bury the body?
Did the voice sound familiar to you?
No, but sounded like it was being faked.
Listen, thanks a lot. I'll talk to you later, huh?
Where do I get you if our favorite newscaster calls again?
Yeah, well, if I can get back into that kooky town, I'll call you from the Harding place. I'll be there talking to a guy named Jerry. Goodbye. Jerry?
Yes?
My name is Richard Diamond.
Yes, I know.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
I don't know anything.
Well, that's fair enough. Say, those are beautiful. You raise those from seed?
Oh, yes. We don't buy any plants, just seed.
Well, I bet that house up there never had to buy a flower.
No, sir. Not since I come here.
How long ago was that, Jerry?
13 years.
Well, I guess the old man must be a pretty nice guy to work for, huh?
He always treated me square.
I guess you don't get to see him much, huh?
Well, 13 years. I only seen him up close once.
Well, then why would he ask you to kill that girl?
What?
Well, I'd think a man would have to be a pretty good friend before he'd ask something like that.
He never asked me no such
That's
thing.
what he said, Jerry. He said you killed her. You buried her behind the greenhouse.
I never killed her.
Well, that's what he said. I'd hate to think that he was trying to pin something on you if you didn't do it. Of course, it'll be your word against his, you know.
He said I killed her?
That's what he said, Jerry.
No, I never killed her. I buried her, yes, but I never killed her.
Well, I guess we'll have to go up and get this straightened out with the old man, huh?
Yeah.
Jerry, you wait right over there.
May come in now. Why did you say I killed her?
Don't you remember? You asked me to bury her. I never killed her.
I didn't think you did, Jerry, but I had to make sure.
But Mr. Diamond,
I know. Miss Kirsten, thanks very much for your help. Do me one other favor. Call Captain Hoyt. Tell him I have a material witness.
Of course. What now, Mr. Diamond?
Well, I'm going to get out of these, and then I'm going to visit my client. There, I think I can wrap it up for you.
To drive by these big houses and wonder what sort of people lived in them? Well, how you know?
Well, all people are not alike, Arthur, no matter where you go. I know who killed your wife.
So do I. Can you prove it?
I think I can.
Maybe now Father will realize that he can't play God. He can't make his son in his own image and get away with it. Did you know he was jealous of me? I swear it. I could see him watching Elsa, envying me. When he couldn't have her, he killed her.
He didn't kill her, Arthur.
But you just said you...
That I knew who did. I do. See, it was somebody that wanted me to believe that your father was stupid enough to hire an accomplice under his own roof. That he was stupid enough to try to fake a canceled check. That he was stupid enough to leave the girl's clothes in the motel. Now, one thing your father is not, Arthur, and that's stupid.
Of course he is. He's stupid.
Arthur, you planted those telephone tips. You wanted to keep me interested in the case.
She was going to leave me, Mr. Diamond. After 2 weeks of marriage, she was going to leave me. I just couldn't stand Father being right again. She was an opportunist. She did try to use me. And then she took Father's money and started to walk out.
So you decided to impersonate your father, to hire Jerry. You had one idea in mind. You were going to frame him.
I'd do it again. I'm glad I killed her. You're the only one who knows about it. And you're not going to tell anyone.
Don't you realize all I did was to try and spare you the truth?
I tried to talk to him, but all he does is sit there holding that blasted pistol and staring into space.
Well, it's quite a shock to find out your son's a murderer. Even for a man like Harding.
I wish I could feel sorry for him, but I can't.
You know, it's the young Harding that I feel sorry for.
I guess from the start, he never had a chance.
Well, what are you going to do now?
Stay on, I suppose. No use kicking a man while he's down.
You know, I think you'll find he won't be such a fire eater anymore.
Goodbye.
Tuesday, November 18th is Loop Night at the Seattle Center Coliseum. Be one of the first 5,000 spectators to watch the new-look Sonics dethrone the Sacramento Kings and get a free UHF Loop antenna from TV 22.